The New York Rangers have made a huge move that officially changes everything for this Rangers squad. As the scoring has completely dried up at home this season, Chris Drury makes a significant move that will inject some offense into this lineup. And again, this changes absolutely everything for the outlook of this team moving forward. We're going to break it all down in this episode of Rangers Digest. But before we do that, a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button. As we've noticed, about 72% of you who watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. So if you want to stay up to date with everything that's happening with the New York Rangers, go down below, hit that free subscribe button, because this is the place to be for all your daily New York Rangers content. But let's waste no more time. Gabe Perreault has officially been recalled by the New York Rangers. He is headed back to the NHL level, and he should be in the lineup against the Nashville Predators tomorrow night. And this is very exciting news because he's been awesome. For anyone who's been following the Hartford Wolfpack, this has been an electric player to start the season. And this was, last week at this point. He started off as a point-a-game player at the AHL level this year, and it's actually gotten better. He's played more games and he has more points at the AHL level so far this year than he has games played. We can take a look at his stats here. As you can see, 9 games played. He has 5 goals in those 9 games. He has 5 assists and 10 points. I should also mention in this recall, Shemelov has been sent back down to the AHL to make room for Gabe Perreault coming back up. And of course, he had that fight on Friday. He played pretty well. He didn't play that many minutes, but one thing is certain, ladies and gentlemen, this team can't score on home ice, right? They cannot score on home ice. And yes, they have a great record on the road, but psychologically, they need to get going. And this is a guy who's feeling good right now. He's got his confidence up. Mike Sullivan called him a future NHLer in the making. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here he is. And he played some NHL games last year, of course, under Peter Laviolette. Let's not forget about that. But this is a guy that can inject some offense into the lineup right now. He's been playing well. He played well in the preseason as well. And I understand why he was sent back down to the AHL, but he's back up now. We should also manage our expectations. There's a real chance, by the way, that he plays 1 or 2 games and he's sent back down. We also have to monitor the situation with Vincent Trocheck, where he could be returning very soon from his injury in LTIR as well. So we have to keep an eye on that. So just managing expectations. But again, in terms of point production, he's also a +7, right? He's been great. He's over a point a game player at the AHL level. This is a guy who's feeling himself right now. He is playing great at the AHL level. The confidence is up. Why not make this move? This makes perfect sense at this point in time. You can see in this article from Peter Baugh, they just called up Gabe Perreault, and he published this about 11 minutes ago. Go check it out. The link will be in the description. He said that New York coach Mike Sullivan called Perreault an NHL player in the making, like I mentioned, during the preseason, and said that the rookie getting minutes will be important for his development down there in Hartford, which makes sense because if he started the season with the Rangers, he would have been playing in the bottom 6. He should be in the top 6 in these next couple of games. He should absolutely be in the top 6. Put him with the best players on this team, or the best skilled players. Maybe not all of them are going right now, but put him with a guy, maybe even on the right wing with Panarin or something. Like, try something different. This is a guy who's playing with a lot of confidence right now and can actually help get some of the other guys going because he is playing at such a high level. And of course, there's a big gap between the AHL and the NHL, but he's playing well right now. That's the main point for me. So, and you can see this from a couple of people. There's some, fan reactions. We'll get into some more, some other stuff as we go along here in this video. But, and I want some lineup, combinations and predictions from you guys down there in the comments. We'll get to that as well in a bit. Stay tuned for that at the end of the video. But, Perreault gets called up. Still would prefer him to take his time. A lot of people are saying things like this, like maybe shelter him, still keep him down there. I think the opposite. You need offense. This is a guy who can score, and this is what he is. He's going to be able to score at some point regularly at the NHL level. So he's been unbelievable. He needs to be given the opportunity to make mistakes. I totally agree with this tweet. He needs to be given the opportunity to make mistakes and to play on one of the top 2 lines. He has to be in the top 6 and be able to make mistakes. He can't be given the puck away once and then benched. It doesn't make sense. Let him be who he is and see if he can put up some points. Now, this is from NYR Louis, and I want to get into some, projections and stuff like that in a second as well. But like he mentioned, temper expectations a little bit. Trocheck, might be ready. he's going to be coming off LTIR. There's going to be some salary cap implications and roster implications, roster size implications as well. So maybe he plays one game, gets sent back down. But even if he plays the one game and rejuvenates the offense a little bit, that would be nice. He is feeling very good right now, obviously. Now you can see this from NYR Louis, as well. He goes on to say that this is the lines that he would run with. So you got Panarin, like I just mentioned as well. So thinking a bit likewise, Panarin, JT Miller, Gabe Perreault. Then you would have Lafreniere on the left. Hello, why don't we try that once in a while? Noah Laba and Zibanejad back on the right wing, which I kind of love. Don't know if I necessarily agree with that second line completely, but I think you give it a shot at the end of the day. We got Cooley moving down to the bottom six with Taylor Radish. That could make sense. I actually think they have very similar play styles, and to a certain degree. And then you have Edstrom back in as well with Parsonen and Sam Carrick on the fourth line. And you would have Sheary and Brodzinski possibly being waived. I don't know if they're going to end up doing that. I mean, they're not going to end up doing that. We know the history between Connor Sheary and Mike Sullivan, so they're not going to do that. But I think that would be very interesting. And this comes at a good time, ladies and gentlemen. I think this actually comes at a great time to try. We'll see if he makes it past one game. Like I said, manage expectations. But like Johnny Lazarus, who's been on the show before and kind of talking about the lineup and, timing of things with the team as well. They have an opportunity here to dig themselves out of the position that they are and back into a playoff spot in very quick order, very short order. They have an opportunity here. They're only 6 points back from the top of the entire division. New Jersey's dealing with a lot of injuries. Is Pittsburgh going to stay doing what they're doing right now? Carolina's always kind of in the mix, right? I think you can leapfrog a couple teams here if you get the offense going. We've been talking about how this team has been training for the expected goals Olympics, and unfortunately they're not able to put actual goals in the back of the net. Well, if they're able to start doing that a little bit more, maybe with the help of a guy like Gabe Perreault, and I know a lot of people might scoff at that, honestly, oh, it's an AHL guy coming up. No, like, this guy can score, right? He can score. So if he's able to do that for them or get certain guys going a little bit, get some of that confidence throughout the rest of the lineup, the Rangers can make up some ground here, which is so crucial at this point in the season. If you make it to, Thanksgiving and you're well outside the playoffs, it does not look good for you. Historically, right? Like 75% of teams that are in a playoff spot by Thanksgiving make the playoffs. It might even be higher than that. So that's a significant thing to come back from if you're so far out of the playoffs. So they have a great opportunity in front of themselves here. I have no idea. It's all psychological at this point, why they can't, score at home. There's literally nothing. If you look at all the, expected goals, the advanced analytics, they should be, winning games. They should be winning games, honestly. And again, they've lost all 7 games at home this season. They've been shut out in 5 of them. Gabe Perreault has been called up to help with this, so I'm very excited. So everyone's saying at this point, Bald Panarin, great follow, by the way. Go follow them if you haven't yet on Twitter. He must be placed in the top 6, or he must be sent back down. There's no in between. You do not call this guy up to play him on the 3rd line or the 4th line. It makes no sense. He must absolutely be in the top 6 for this team. So let me know in the comments. This is the current lineup right now. Shemalash obviously being sent down, so we'll see, kind of how the lines shape up. But Perreault, to me, has to be in the top 6, and it's Radish that comes out in terms of what it looks like right now. But I think you can play with things. Maybe you even run a top line with Zibanejad in the middle still with Panarin and Perreault. I don't know. You can play with things. But one thing is for sure, we know exactly why they made this move. It couldn't have come at a better time. They have a great opportunity in front of them, and you're playing a struggling Nashville Predators team. Score a goal, please. Get a goal on the board, and it would be nice if it was Gabe Perreault. So let me know in the comments how you feel about the swap. Gabe Perreault is up. Yaroslav Shemelavich is down to the AHL in the Hartford Wolfpack. And it looks like Gabe Perreault will be making his season debut. Not his NHL debut. He played last year, but his season debut against the Nashville Predators. But there could be some complications after that. I wonder if it's only one game. Let me know how you feel in the comments below. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with everything New York Rangers.